Hello everybody, welcome to another Runescape video. My name is Mark, and in this video, uh, hold on for a minute, let me do something here. Okay, sorry about that, I had to kill that noise. I don't think anybody wants to sit here listening to all these monsters dying and screaming in pain while I am trying to do a video on how to train in the Abyss AFK. So let's try this again. Let's do this. My name is Mark. Welcome to another RuneScape video. And in this video, I am going to talk about training AFK in the Abyss. And I got it broke down into 5 categories. And here they are right here. Number 1, your stats. Number 2, your gear. Number 3, Blood Amulet of Fury. Yes, that is its own separate category. Number 4, your action bar, and number 5, your fighting spot. So let's start out with number 1 here, your stats. Let me pull that up over here. Yes, you do need to have some high-level stats if you are going to train here in the Abyss AFK. Do not think that you are going to get to level 50, you're going to buy rune armor and a weapon, and you're going to come down here killing everything like you're Mr. Big Boss. That is not the way it works. That is not what's going to happen. Maybe you could come down here with that lower level stuff and you could train, but you're not going to be training AFK. You do have to have some high stats, and there are 2 stats in particular that I think you need to have up pretty high. So first is your defense. My defense is level 93, and it kind of goes without saying that they cannot kill you if they cannot hit you. The Abyss in and of itself is not hard. The monsters are actually very easy to kill. The problem is there are so many of them. I mean, look around. Look at all of these abysmal monsters here. The damage adds up. But because I do have the high defense, they don't hit me that much. So the high defense stat helps a lot. And then number 2, your constitution. As you can see, mine is level 91. And the reason why the constitution is a nice high level, and hold on here for a minute, I need to take a walk. Every 10 minutes or so, you have to walk around or the monsters stop attacking you. And so I'm going to walk up here to the north until they start attacking me, and there they go. And so now let me go back down to my spot. I will talk about the fighting spot last in number 5. And I like the lower level of the map, and you could actually go to the southwest or the southeast corner. I'll talk about that in a minute. But back to the stats here. My constitution here is level 91. And the reason why you want that up there is not just because it gives you a lot of hit points, but because when you hit level 91 in constitution, and it unlocks a very cool ability. And actually the ability is going off right now. That is a healing crystal. And it gives you a ton of healing for the next, like, I think it's 22. Actually, let me look it up here. Let's go to the ability. Here it is right here. It's called the Ice Asylum. And you can see the minimum is level 91. Yes, it is 22.2 seconds of healing. And for me, it heals about 2,500 hit points. And so that comes in very handy. It has about a 5-minute cooldown. There you go, 300 seconds. That's 5 minutes. And but it really goes a long way to heal up a third of your hit points every 5 minutes if you want to come here train AFK. So get your stats up, get your constitution, your defense up. If they're not up high, then just do some Slayer tasks and come back when you got the high stats. Okay, now let's move on. Number 2, your gear. And for my gear, I mostly have level 75 armor. I have Zamorak items. I have the helmet. I have the cape. And down here, I have the boots. I have the gauntlets, all level 75 Zamorak items. And also, I have the Lunar Ring, gives me a nice little defense bonus, 19 defense, which I got from doing the Lunar Diplomacy quest. And there are a couple exceptions for the chest plate. And for the plate legs, I have level 70. And for the weapons, I have Abyssal Whip. And I have an offhand dagger, also level 70. The reason why for that is because I am training up my invention, and you can see they are augmented. The Bandos chest plate, the plate legs, the dagger, all augmented level 70. It is cheaper to augment level 70 weapons and items than it is level 75. And so that's why I got the lower level stuff. And I can do that because, moving on to number 3, I have this pretty little item called the Blood Amulet of Fury. And this is number 3. It belongs in its own separate category because it is a very significant piece of an item that will push you, or at least it pushed me over the edge that I can literally come here into the land of AFK training. And you can see I'm moving my mouse around. If you look in my inventory, there is no food. I'm using no prayers. And it is all, well, I won't say all, but a lot of it is because of this Blood Amulet of Fury, which is actually, the item charge is down pretty low. But the reason why this item is so good is because of its healing properties. Yes, it does damage monsters, and it will damage and simultaneously heal you, and you just saw 839 hit points of healing. That was all Blood Amulet Fury there. But the Blood Amulet Fury will heal you a range of 200 to 500 hit points per monster. It does max out at 1200 hit points, but the cooldown is 15 seconds on this amulet. So imagine being able to heal up several hundred hit points. And by the way, all this time that I'm talking, my guy is fighting here AFK, and I'm at full hit points. So I think the jury is out. The Blood Amulet of Fury does a very good job keeping me up to speed, keeping my hit points up. And there you saw 702 hit points healing, all from the Blood Amulet Fury. So the Blood Amulet Fury is a game changer. Now, yeah, I think you need level 70 crafting. I don't remember, to be able to craft it, and the items are expensive. I think I spent around 13 mil. Luckily for me, I have a lot of money. I have 185 mil because I found a nice money-making method that really works for me. So I was able to afford this Blood Amulet of Fury, and that's a pretty cool thing. It pushed me over the edge, and it's a really nice little item. So I would strongly suggest, if you want to come here training AFK, then get yourself one of these Blood Amulet of Furies. Do what you got to do to get that sucker. Okay, now number 4 is action bar. Now for the action bar, I favor, and let me go back to my weapon setup. I'm using an Abyssal Whip and a offhand dagger, so that's two weapons there that I'm using. I favor the fast light weapons over the heavier hitting, like crystal halberds or spears, sun spears, stuff like that, because all the monsters here are very low level. They're weak, and so it just makes sense to bring the faster hitting weapons, and they do plenty of enough damage in their own right that you don't need to get those super hard hitting weapons of the double-handed spear. I find that I have better results with these lower level with the faster weapons. Okay, so now let me go back to the action setup. Now for the setup here, all the abilities I have are basic abilities. They are using no adrenaline. I have Havoc, this sacrifice ability, another healing one. I have a backhand. I'm going to smack the crap out of them. And then I have this slice ability. And then right here, this here is a 50% adrenaline. And this here is my Ice Asylum ability, which I already talked about. But let me talk about this flurry. Okay, this flurry has a 20-second cooldown, and it only uses 15% of your adrenaline. So, now, let me close this out, and let's sit here for a second, and I'll show you the part where the flurry comes in. And again, I'm moving my mouse around. I'm not clicking on any monsters. And let's watch him break out the flurry here, and I'll show you just how wonderful of an ability this is. So, waiting. Come on, break it out. Hasn't it been 20 seconds yet? Come on. There you go. Look at the damage that sucker does. That is all the flurry. Look at all the monsters that I just killed. Okay, so that flurry ability is a pretty cool deal. And it's this ability right here. And it's already almost getting up to speed right there. And so this flurry ability is something that you can use when you're using 2 weapons. And I'm using the Abyssal Whip, the Crystal Offhand Dagger, 2 weapons. Now, if you bring a double-handed weapon, then there's some pretty good abilities with that. I don't have a double-handed weapon, so I can't use those. But if we were to use a double-handed weapon, let's go to the melee, you could use this Hurricane ability, and you can also use this Meteor Strike ability, which is a pretty devastating ability. If you were to bring a Crystal Halberd, I think you would do just fine with that weapon. But I personally prefer the faster hitting weapons because all the monsters here are very low level. They're easy to kill. And here's another flurry here for you. And now is a slice. That slice too also whacks all multiple monsters as well. So that's my setup. My setup is all basic abilities except for the flurry and the Ice Asylum, which uses all 100%. It has a slow cooldown, so, and by the way, the adrenaline builds up very quickly here because there's so many monsters here. I'm already up to 88, 90. Look how fast it builds up, right? So it's great. Now, last but not least, let's talk about your fighting spot. And let me expand out my map a little bit. Okay, so there's the map. Now, the Abyss, you can pick anywhere you want. If you're coming here to fight, you can pretty much fight anywhere you want on this outer ring. And honestly, you could probably pick any random spot on this map, and you would have a grand old time. There are monsters everywhere. Look at all the yellow dots. But it's pretty well known that on the bottom level, in the lower right and the lower left corners, there's more monsters in those areas than in the other areas. And it probably doesn't matter that much if you choose the lower right, or I should actually, let me use the compass, the southwest or the southeast corners. It probably does not matter a whole bunch. And I'm trying to, there we go. Let me shrink my map back down. Now, one difference that I want to say between the southwest and the southeast, somewhere around here, and I'm going to walk around and see if I can find him. There should be a monster with a silver helmet. There he is right there. That guy right there is a guardian, and he's hiding now. Where did he go? There he is. Okay, he's hard to see, but there are abyssal monsters here with silver helmets, and those guys are a little bit tougher than the other monsters. You have abyssal walkers, you have the abyssal leeches. Where's a leech? There's a leech right there, and then where's the guardian? The guardian is hiding under there somewhere. Oh, there he is right there. That's a guardian, okay? Here on the southwest corner, there is only one of those guys with the silver helmet. Now, if I walk over here, let me take a walk and break up my AFK mayhem that I'm doing. And I think there's a guy over here. I'm not sure. Nope, okay. There's 3 of those guys over here. So if you come over here to the southeast corner, just keep in mind that you have 3 of these guys to deal with. They're not that tough, so if you have the high stats and you have the Blood Amulet Fury, you could probably sit here and you could probably wreak the havoc. And look at all the damage that I'm doing with my flurry. It's beautiful, I'll tell you. Death and carnage and mayhem, that's what I live for. So training AFK here is very cool. And the last thing I'll say is that training AFK is very cool. You can do whatever you want. And what I like to do is I come here, I train AFK, and then I do something else. I do something else that I want to do, like play a game of chess. You know, I'll come here and I like to play speed chess, 1+0, that's bullet chess. And by the way, the video is over. If you want to stop the video, feel free. But I'm going to play a game of chess, and all the while that I'm playing a game of chess, my guy is still over here fighting AFK. And while my guy is over there killing monsters, I'm over here beating people, and this guy already lost his bishop on the black pieces here, playing a game of speed chess or whatever, and he's not doing so good here. And I'm going to take that pawn if he doesn't guard it. I'm going to attack that knight. It's called a remove the defender thing, and he wants to try to... I'm going to have to kill the knight. He's got a trick on me. Like I said, you can turn the video off now if you want. I'm just showing you that I really like to do this AFK. I like to play chess when I'm doing AFK. And again, I can go back anytime I want and check my guy. Still got 8,800 health there at the bottom. And so back to my game of chess here. And let's see, the time, he's got 37 seconds and I've got what, like, alright, get out of there, buddy. Now what you gonna do? Oh, he's going for my bishop. Go ahead and take it. Yep, go ahead and take it. He probably wants to... Now, let's see, I'll go here. Let's see what he does. Bye-bye, Mr. Bishop. You see, I'm up a piece, so I can actually trade down, and which I'm going to try to do here. Okay, now to get the bishop there. Check him. Oh, he checked me. What are we at? 18 seconds, 17 seconds. What are you going to do now there, mister? I am now losing. One of the things about this speed chest stuff. Okay, I won on time. How about that? Okay, video's over. Let me check my guy, and okay, he's down to 6,900. Let me check my Ice Asylum ability. The Ice Asylum ability, where's it at? It's about halfway up, so I'll get the Ice Asylum ability in there. If you're still watching this video, thank you for that. Certainly didn't have to watch all that. The video is over. I will see you in the next video. I hope you got something out of it. And until next video, ciao. Happy RuneScaping.